So it is game 3 of the Kolkata home run, if you're looking at it from that sense. It is, of course, game number 36 in the IPL, which means that by the time you come to the end of today's double header, you'll officially be halfway through the IPL 2024. But that's for later on, and we'll see how it is that things play out. As things stand, all teams in the hunt, and the news from this particular, let's say, match so far in the middle is that the Royal Challengers Bangalore, the away side, have won the toss and, surprise, surprise, have chosen to bowl first, set a target. I mean, to be fair, that does seem to be the way going forward in Kolkata, especially when you consider how the last day game played out. It was against the Lucknow Super Giants, and the pitch changed complexion significantly in the second innings.
Yep, and today RCB are playing with a special green jersey. But RCB with the green jersey have never done well.
No.
That is the one thing, and they are on the brink of elimination officially because 7 games have been played. They are only on 2 points, current position 10th. Even their net run rate is not that great at all. And for KKR, having seen Sunrisers Hyderabad leapfrog them with the win yesterday, they need a win so that they now consolidate their position in the top 4. So KKR, they are coming off a good period of rest because they lost to Rajasthan Royals in that heartbreaking chase that happened. The Butler did it obviously with a brilliant century. RCB, they are coming off the 287, you may say, slaughterhouse that happened at the Chinnaswamy. So two teams who are desperate to prove a point. As you look at it, 1.399. If they win, they'll comfortably be in second. RCB, if they lose, then mathematically also they are all but out because they can only get to 14. And I think 14 in a 10-team IPL is not enough to guarantee you qualification.
I'd say contrasting moods in both the camps right now. One, that of consolidation, that will be KKR. They're looking to consolidate at the top. The other is more about survival.
Yep.
This is now, desperate times for RCB, for them to stay relevant mathematically for another week, let's say, in the tournament. Otherwise, they'll be the first team to have that E in front of their name, which is something that you don't want. Another couple of games and there is, or there could be a franchise that in fact has a Q in front of their name, with Rajasthan Royals doing everything perfectly all right now. For KKR, this is about looking for continuity. This is about looking for consolidation. You've seen signs of brilliance from them, but this is about making that home advantage count. They're into the third game. There are 2 more, I believe, that they will be playing at home. So it's a good run that they're enjoying at home. But what kind of a surface? I think that begs the big question right now. What kind of a surface are we looking at? Because we've seen a score of about 150. We've also seen 200 plus being scored at the Eden.
Slightly.
It is very dry. That is what
further pitch report.
Because the pitch report stated that there is one patch around the off spinners, the off stump line, which is quite dry. So it is not going to be easy.
Right there.
That's what the pitch report stated.
This.
Yeah.
Just go up a bit. Yeah. Hold it there.
So see, it's an afternoon game. We all know that afternoon games will tend to make for a 2-phase pitch, but most of the pitch looks even flat. One chunk where it is dry, and it is actually around the spinner's line. So you could see the spinners come in, which will explain why it is that Royal Challengers Bangalore have made a change, which they've made, but we'll get into that. Usually when it comes to team news,
the other thing being day game, dew isn't expected to play a part then, which also then gives you more reason to be bowling first and just getting to know what the target is, then chase it down.
Yeah, so that is of course what the dynamic is in this particular game, because again, you're right, last time around dew wasn't really a factor for Kolkata. It was simply a case of coming under an onslaught, then losing your head under pressure. There was no dew.
KKR won't mind losing this toss either. Yes, of course, most times you want to be setting the target, but the fact that dew isn't going to be a concern for Shreyas Iyer and co, I think they'll be relieved over there.
Yeah, the same he said, at the toss that we would have bowled first as well, but now that they're put into bat, and against Rajasthan, they almost won the game. So they need a win today, and with 2 games left in their home run, they should be seeing that second or third spot in the points table. So that
first or second. You have to be first or second because that gives you a second bite of the
cherry. When you play your, they'll be at I think 10 games when they will finish their home run. They should see that qualification with a one or two win more, and they will qualify. They don't want to lose from here at their home, and when playing away, you always have a disadvantage of not qualifying or whatever. So I think whatever happened in the last game against Rajasthan. Today, KKR, although batting first, will be looking at.
Although KKR is one of the few teams that, okay, they don't panic. That is the best part about this side. They have the
They don't
depth.
panic.
They don't panic.
Yeah.
After a couple of losses, see, there are teams like CSK and KKR who go through a lean middle period. But KKR, because of the depth that they have in the side, both in the batting and the bowling, they necessarily need not panic, because even after this, they have 2 home games. One, I think, is against DC and the other
one
is
is
against
MI.
PBKS.
MI.
PBKS, I think they're playing away.
Yeah.
So they still have a good chance, because see, they are in the top 3. They have got a significant gap between, you may say, number 5 to number 8.
And the advantage they have there is because of the net run rate.
Yes.
Because point-wise, there's not a lot separating. It's at most 2 points separating a lot of the teams. But where they are in advantage right now is that they could actually win the game of a super over. Let's put it that way. Even if they win it of a super over, which means that there's no change whatsoever to your net run rate, they'll still leapfrog SRH into second, because the net run rate is far superior. Of course, if they can get even a half decent win, it would mean that they have that advantage of, boosting their net run rate, even if a little bit. So the net run rate's an advantage.
Because I know what Siddharth's going to say, let me ask the 2 KKR fans over here. Do you, going to the competition as fans, let's say, feel that this is a competition of one from the heavyweight category fighting against the other in the lightweight category?
No. I don't think in the IPL you can put off any team. I know RCB against KKR, generally speaking, have got an unfortunate history of capitulating. The first game, which has actually led to both RCB and KKR on social media calling this game El Primero, the first ever IPL game. So it's the derby of the first ever game. That was a handy defeat. They've had others as well, last
49
season,
all
this season,
out.
the 49 all out. There's a lot of games in infamy like that, but I don't think you can take any team lightly on a given day, especially, by the way, a team featuring Virat Kohli, which is going to be chasing. Never take them lightly. Actually, I know it's going to be,
Is that just a sense of caution that's crept in because of what happened against Rajasthan?
Yes, partly that. But I think in the IPL, any day, I will always say that, there's one team that may start a favorite, but you can never count the other out.
True.
So if you're looking at who the favorites today based on form we've seen so far, sure, KKR are definite favorites in that regard. But I cannot and will not ever write off any team, because on a given day, you don't know who goes berserk. And that's
What surprises me, because I was expecting a lot of confidence.
I am confident, but you can't.
Because, see, it's 3 versus 10 at the moment. 5 games on the trot that RCB have now lost.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. One, they're due a win. Secondly, there's always, and every year, there are at least a couple of teams who will see their hopes wrecked by some team who are on the brink of elimination taking points on them. So you have to be cautious.
Continuing with that point, when you are at the brink of elimination, you go out all guns blazing. You don't have anything to lose. Now, only you can do is to win. And again, as a Virat Kohli in a team and chasing, you can never ride.
So let's go over the
And I also, just to ensure, no team can ever be considered a heavyweight versus lightweight. Just as RCB, because 2012, Deccan Chargers were eliminated. They had nothing to lose, yet they dumped RCB out of the playoff race.
Correct. That year CSK only made it because RCB bought it.
And that too, 3 results had to go their way. And all 3 results went in CSK's way.
So never say never. That being said, of course, I do think if you're saying pre-match favorites, definitely KKR would consider themselves, even with the toss going away. Playing at home, far more settled lineup, which brings me to the playing 11s. KKR, unshockingly, have made no changes to the playing 11. So the batting first 11, quickly go over it. You've got Phil Salt, Sunil Narayan, Ankush Raghuvanshi, Shreyas Iyer, Venkatesh Iyer, Andre Russell, Rinku Singh, Ramandeep Singh, Mitchell Stark, Varun Chakravarti and Harshit Rana. Now, of course, because they are batting first, so they're bowling second. Usually speaking, I think
Chopra?
It could either well be Junior Neeraj Chopra, aka
There is no more.
He's no more. He's chopped his hair really nice.
Shah Rukh Khan's a big fan of his new hairstyle.
Yes. So it could be either a Suyash Sharma, or if they find that the pitch eases, which is entirely a possibility, then I think Vaibhav Baroda, straight swap. Those are usually a 2. Of course, if you find that the pitch really is getting more turgid and you have a bit of a collapse, Anukul Roy is option number 3.
But for a team that's batting till number 9 being Mitch Stark, I doubt if you'll need an Anukul Roy.
I mean, to be fair, you did see it happen against CSK.
Once, yes, you've seen it happen
But
once.
that day you were at, I think, a precarious position. You were 120 or 8 wickets down, 120 odd.
So it was a rarity.
Yeah, so that's KKR's 11, looks pretty sorted. RCB, however, with 3 changes, but interestingly, they've gone back to a team, or rather what looks on paper their best team, which has struggled. So let's go over their lineup. You've got Faf du Plessis, Virat Kohli, Will Jacks, Rajat Patidar, Cam Green comes back into the lineup, Dinesh Karthik, Mahipal Lomro, Karan Sharma, Lockie Ferguson, Yash Dayal and Mohammad Siraj. So that is the 11 and the 3 changes that they've made. A Green comes in for Reece Stockley, Karan Sharma replaces Vijay Kumar Vishak and Siraj is coming in place of a Shivam Chauhan. So that's 3 changes, but I think these are 3 changes that do, at least on paper, make the team stronger. Because again, I think this is close to what their best 11 could be in the circumstances. But I'd say it's also a big game for all the 3 players they bought in. Cam Green, so far, not justified his price tag. Karan Sharma was dropped after like 2-3 games and hasn't had a sniff of a chance since.
Siraj.
And Mohammad Siraj, listen, you need him firing not just from an RCB but an India perspective.
He need to prove a point because with the Indian team selection in a couple of weeks now, Siraj,
less than that, you're looking at 8 days now. So 21st it is, 30th I think is the deadline.
The other day when we were discussing who is the short bowler apart from Bumrah in Indian lineup, we are hesitant to take Siraj's name because of the current form.
Yeah. But he is.
We are sure that he'll be there, but now he'll also be, eyeing that confidence that want to bowl very economically and very right, so that there will be no doubt over his selection in the Indian team.
Now let's say, I've got no skin in this game. As an Indian fan, if I'm watching this game, I want Bumrah to get Siraj to get at least a couple of wickets here, because now you're looking at not just the team selection to happen, but you're looking at the IPL also moving into a time where you're going to see a lot of churn in the table. Now these performances are really going to matter, and this is what exactly you'll be taking into the World Cup as well. So now I want players like Hardik Pandya, Mohammad Siraj, players who've not been firing. Jadeja for that matter got a 50 though the other day.
But hope Rinku Singh gets more chances.
Oh yeah.
Because he's not yet gone past triple figures in IPL 2020 because he's not faced that many deliveries.
Exactly. So as far as RCB's impact sub is concerned, seems a pretty straightforward. Anuj Rawat, or if they feel they need a different batter, then maybe a Suyash Prabhudesai. But Anuj Rawat has been the favoured choice, so most likely going to be him.
So you will have batting until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, because Karan Sharma is no mug with the bat, and you'll bring in, he's at 8 right now. You bring in Anuj Rawat for Yash Dayal.
Then be batting in the middle order somewhere.
Or lower down.
And so that, man to man, I think, or position wise, both teams batting till number 9. It looks good. The only difference being that there is a batting unit that's in form, the other one that is woefully out of form.
But that one man from that team is Dinesh Karthik, who's still, he's still firing.
Yeah.
I think yesterday he said that he wants to play that.
He's made his intentions very clear. He said, I'm going to do everything possible to make sure I'm not just knocking on the door, that I'm playing the World Cup. What better pride and joy will I get than representing India at his age? He, by the way, close to the World Cup, will be around 39. Oof.
Yeah, and he and Rohit Sharma are the only guys who have been in all the World Cups. I mean, he featured in 2007.
DK featured because DK said it's his last year in IPL. But still, performing at this level and aspirations to play a World Cup, who will not have that aspirations to play? He's performing, he has numbers. That strike rate we always talk about, DK has that strike rate. That's a finisher role he is for RCB. Although because RCB lost more games when he played, but eyes are on him. Other day chasing 287, they were 262. Courtesy
85.
Courtesy innovative DK. He smashed bowlers all over the park. Such innovative shot.
And it'll be very interesting to see. I remember last game, LSG in the last day game I'm talking about, they did kind of get bogged down very badly in the middle overs, very badly. So they were not able to, let's say, get anything done against the spinners. And even today, there are 2 spinners in that lineup, 3 if you're counting Mahipal Lomro, but I think that experiment is done. So you will bowl a Karan, you will even may turn to a Will Jacks for a couple of overs. It'll be interesting to see how did KKR fare, because then otherwise it'll raise a lot more questions on the way LSG approached that game, because in the middle overs they just lost it. They were very slow. There was no acceleration. They went through a period of nearly 4 overs with no boundaries. So that was not a good time. I think KKR will be wary of that because they have to keep it in mind. This pitch, the way it played last time, got much better when the sun went away. Now, if that happens, then they need an above par total. They need an above par total.
Do we know the nature of the soil though? Anything being
I think it's the same strip.
It's the same strip?
I think so.
Whoa.
See, you have to hope that because it's hotter as compared to the day game against LSG, it was today, it's 43 degrees. It feels like 43, 45. So, if the pitch becomes tired, if it becomes a slow, low turner, then even batting second might be difficult at this point in time. So, it is a big situation that we are looking at. KKR have to ensure that they don't lose momentum in any of the middle overs or in the death. Because see, RCB's bowlers, if you look at the spinners, it's inexperience in this IPL. Kant Sharma's not had that many chances. You're looking at a Will Jacks.
Will Jacks was barely bowled.
Exactly. So
I mean, they've dropped a Mayank Dagar from the 11 as well. So they can't accommodate a Dagar, which means then that there'll be some pressure also on one of the pacers, potentially a Cam Green, who will mostly be bowling in the middle overs to ensure that his overs are economical and he doesn't get targeted. Because so far in this IPL, he's been forgetful with both the bat and the ball.
It's the second match between the two sides, right?
Yes.
It's the second, because first one was in Bangalore.
And they chased down 183 in that.
15 overs.
Yes.
Correct.
So it's not going to be easy. It's a very, I think the toss has kind of leveled the situation.
Actually, because I think if KKR had won this toss, I think it was a foregone conclusion what the result would have been, because I don't think this RCB team have the bowling to defend. They don't. But they do have the batting to chase.
That's the thing. So, yep, 3 changes in the RCB lineup, no changes in the Kolkata Knight Riders lineup.
When no changes, it's very indicative. Could they be thinking of then subbing in a Weber? Because a lot of teams, what they do is they end up announcing their impact player anyway, but a lot of them kind of keep it close. Technically, he's not wrong if he says there's no changes, because there really are no changes. The team 11 announced in the last game, and this exactly the same.
Yep.
You were saying?
I was saying, although they are, defending the target, but KKR still be backing themselves because of the quality of spinners, the quality of bowling attack they have. Playing at home, they have an advantage, but also if they set any target in excess of 200, game is on. I know there's a Virat Kohli, there's a Duplessis, and Cameron Green's back. The big names are back, but the bowling attack that Kolkata possesses, it will be difficult. Those 8 overs from short, Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narine, those spinning on this track, this will be helpful, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Purely on the basis of how the bowling lineups look, like at least with RR, you could say that they were very evenly matched. Even their bowling, I would say RR's bowling has been very sorted. Very sorted. It's in fact looked better than their batting has at times, even if you take into account those back-to-back hundreds from Jaws, the few good knocks that say Samson and Parag have had. Their bowling has been more often than not what's won the games. Here, the bowling of RCB is definitely, I'd say,
good two notches below what the previous competitors were.
So if you want to look at KKR while setting a total, they have won against
things out. I think Shane mentioned, I think it evens it out because RCB needed exactly what had happened at the toss. They needed to chase. I think it's their stronger suit as well. It's one of the sides that knows, much like let's say a DC or an SRH. RCB are the third side that know that their batting is their stronger suit. And whatever it is, the bowlers will do their job. The batters at least know what's to be done. Then find themselves in a position where you don't know what a good total would be, which is what RCB have been guilty of a couple of times.
And if you look at setting a total, I mean, KKR won against SRH, they won against DC, all while batting first, but they lost to RR.
They almost won that game because of
the 2 games you won, which were very close.
And if you look at it, they lost to CSK while setting a total at Chepauk. So it is kind of even. They have won and also lost the same number of games when you look at it. So this will be a real test for KKR, because it will show that, okay, as far as the bowling is concerned, can they defend a total? And I think getting in a Suyash Sharma might be a good move. I think it's a good move.
Because it would be, because you'd have an attacking spinner there. See, with Varun, he also bowls attacking lines, but can sometimes get tonked, which is fine. Sunil, master of economy. Like at this point, you can name him finance minister. That's how good he is at handling economies.
Exactly.
So, but other than that, you need someone who will give you more of an attacking option. I think Suyash might be that person. Even if he gets you only 2 overs, bowl him with the leg side boundary being the longer one. up against batters who may not be comfortable against spin. Because he has one advantage I've noticed over a lot of leg spinners. His action doesn't really change basis the variety or the variation he bowls.
Yep.
His arm ball is his arm
Hard
goes
to read,
quick.
hard to read.
His
Googly is-
googlies, same.
It's anyway not the smoothest action. Let's say there's a big gap between the head and the arm.
Even his run up. If
Yeah.
you watch his run up, he'll take 2 steps, then walk, and then he'll go into a
Go,
run up. So he
yeah,
has a very
has a
odd
little
run
sprint
up,
of sorts,
but
yeah.
it works for him. And I would not want to try and coach it out of him. I think if there's one thing certain players have taught you, it's that sometimes the eccentricity is maybe a good thing. Like for instance, Bumrah, best
Yeah.
option. Every time I watch him bowl, my head pains. Not just my head, my back, my shoulders, everything pains. But hey, it works
What
for him.
results?
What results?
he
And
gives
I mean, you talk about Neeraj Chopra in the KKR team. I remember that there was a Murli Srishankar like bowler, long jump, Sarabjit Ladda.
Oh yeah.
Sarabjit Ladda, man, he would leap. That leap should fetch him a long jump award. I mean, and he bowled with such accuracy. He got Gilchrist out, I remember, once with a good delivery.
Even that way, Ashok Dinda's jump, for his height, Ashok Dinda had a pretty good jump.
Leap.
Yeah, domestic stalwart and very unfairly targeted.
He gets targeted for certain bad IPL knocks.
Yes,
Unfair.
yeah. So that's why let's take some comments before we come to the predictions.
Prediction time after that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So it's going to be a tough game, this one.
I think it'll be very evenly contested, and
Yeah.
I don't expect there to be a thrashing either way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Either way.
It's the toss that's done that. I probably had a different different perception of this match coming into, let's say, coming into this match or building up to this match. But I think the toss has really evened things out over here.
Absolutely.
So Dhanush, I mean, he's been after Rishabh Pant since the morning, and he's been saying,
How come morning?
I don't know,
Morning
morning
rap.
rap.
So there also he gave you company.
Same.
That's good. He gave you company.
Yeah.
Good.
So I think he's mentioning Surya Kumar Yadav in that particular.
Read his comment, then we'll
Yeah.
decipher it.
T20 slogger played 2023 World Cup, and now Rishabh Pant will play 2024 T20 World Cup. No wonder why India has not won ICC trophy in 11
There's a
years.
name that he has for it.
But I don't want to take
Sympathy
that.
Pant.
I
That's his
think-
words, not mine. But I do see his point in the regard that, we know Sky, beast in T20 has, but in ODI still not cracked the code.
Yeah.
And of course, to be fair, Dhanush, the only reason he played was that injury to Pandya. Otherwise, he
Yeah.
was not part of the first 11.
And I
but
think-
point well
to
taken.
compensate for a Pandya, you had to make way.
Two
He had to
changes.
make one full-time
Exactly,
batter.
you needed a specialist batter in Surya and a specialist bowler in Shami.
Shami.
And the other all-rounder in this side had to go out.
And
Yeah.
you include the Surya.
Yeah.
You include the Surya ideology. I mean, if you look at it, Pant has
And
not cracked the T20.
By the way, you've seen the last of Surya in the 50 over format.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
Test.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
Test.
saying.
And perhaps Test.
You remember
Yeah,
when he made
yeah,
his debut, and
yeah.
after that, he's been a forgotten man in Test. Forget about it.
He is not playing.
Daniel M with a rather uncharitable approach saying that RCB want to lose by runs today. Why bowl first? Daniel, see, I get your point. Weaker side, I can understand you saying that, but I think they are better as a chasing side. Plus, this ground is very much a chasing ground. I'll be honest with you. So,
Yeah.
not the worst call in the
You would
world.
have made fun of them if they opted bat first after winning the toss.
And then you said they wanted to lose by wickets.
In this Eden Gardens, you were batting first and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, both day and night games, it's been proven that yes, it's a very favorable chasing. And today, 59-meter third man boundary, find like 54 meters.
Terrible.
Why do they take inspiration from the Chinnaswamy? I
Those
just don't
flying edges,
understand.
they give you pain. They give
Or
you
from
real
what you saw
pain.
in Delhi yesterday.
Oh,
Don't
And
even
that,
remind
the
me.
other day, Josh Butler's 2 of the 4s came flying edges between
How
players
many
and
of his fours were flying edges
Yeah.
or mishits that just ended up reaching the boundary?
he was 44 of 32. I
Yeah.
thought, the game is done.
We all did, trust me.
Really,
Anyhow,
really.
Let's take some other comments.
other comments also. Let's
Predictions,
just-
maybe before we go into the
Yeah, I will
comments.
take 1-2 more comments and then I will go with predictions.
Okay.
Dex says, Shane, you said that West Indies could win this World Cup. How? Yes, their batting can score 200 any given day, but their bowling can give 250 plus at any given day. What about SA? No, I do
Same.
agree, Dex.
Even the South Africa lineup.
Yeah, they're the same. But I do agree. They're, South Africa are probably one of the underrated sides right now for T20s. That side is looking very, very dangerous.
But history of South Africa, they may look best, but then they
Yeah, I
always
mean, they
have
have a history of it.
yes.
Yeah.
So let's say. Sarat Chandra saying, Shane sir, sorry, but whatever result your team may have, I only want to watch Rinku bat more and tell people about him that he's #1 priority. And DK isn't there in many World Cups. I know that, but he's been there 2007.
What
he
he
played
meant was
2020.
like he's played the first
World Cup,
inaugural
yeah.
World Cup, which he was a part of,
Yeah.
and would now be playing this one as well.
Yeah.
So one more comment, and then we'll just move forward. Mayank Madan says back in KKR again with a win today. Thanks, Mayank. Jake Fraser-Magher hasn't played a T20I World Cup, a T20I yet. That's wrong.
He has
played. He played in the series against the West Indies.
Yes, he has.
So why shouldn't Abhishek? That answers your question. Fraser-Magher has played internationally. It's a very defensive approach to say that players can't be selected on recent form. Mayank, actually, I get your point, but you did pick a lot of players on recent form in 2021.
Venkatesh Iyer,
Venkatesh Iyer,
Varun Chakravarti, Rahul Chahar you did. Then the following year you picked DK as well, don't forget. How did that come about? It came about because of...
Then you picked Ashwin on some factor, not even recent form.
And if you pick a Abhishek, where will you slot him?
Already you have an opener conundrum.
Your openers are Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in this World Cup.
Huh?
Yes, that's going to be the
Shubman Gill. I still feel Rohit.
It
I think
should
it's Gill.
be.
I mean, news reports are already suggesting they're considering Virat up top.
And see, Virat is batting well in that
So by
opening
that
position.
logic, if Rohit Virat opens, then you
One
can
of
play
Gill or
a ring-
Jaiswal are dropping.
But you can play ring
Then-
6.
Yeah, you will.
You will have
It's
to.
not been said in those reports that, but are we to extrapolate then that Hardik Pandya will be a death bowler?
Oh dear God.
Exactly. See,
That reports does it does suggest that he's been asked to bowl more and all. You're seeing him bowl in the park.
Or maybe what they'll do is they'll play
one
five
in the
pure
park
bowlers.
and death.
Do the ODI World Cup formula. Play six batters and 5 bowlers.
One question after.
This is exactly what you did in 2019 World Cup as well.
you're on
You
a
had just
prayer.
5.
Listen, once you record the seniors, no, your team composition went for a toss.
Because that's
This
what
time
I
it
said.
will be exactly the same if you have to accommodate a Rinku in the side. Otherwise, I'm sorry, and I feel sorry for the lad then.
In 2022,
The one guy,
The only guy.
the only other
Virat-
guy apart from
Virat
Surya Kumar
started with
Yadav.
Is Virat opening the bowling?
oh my God.
Don't tell me.
Well, he's handed his cap to the umpire. The
Oh
orange
goodness.
His opening is
Is he going to open the bowling with?
Virat?
No, I don't
No,
think so.
no,
The
DK
keeper's
is going
standing
back. The keeper's not standing to the stumps.
That
I
would be
think this
one.
was just a tactic, just a camera.
It's very silly because he handed his and started
And he
opening up his
yeah.
arms.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, score predictions, and I'm not going first. You go first.
Unless, of course, he's added a few clicks to his bowling.
And Salt.
Wow.
You
No,
go
no,
first.
I-
Predictions.
Okay, I'll go first. RCB chasing this
batting.
one. KKR batting first. Firstly, I'll go with an RC. Wait, I just want to see.
That's
the
Siraj.
ball.
It is
That's
Siraj.
Siraj. Yeah, thank God for that.
No, Virat won't have that big of a run off here.
Yeah, unless of course, he's been doing something behind the
I think
scenes
he
which
was
we
just
don't know
messing
about.
around.
Yeah,
messing
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I am going with KKR posting 198. But I want RCB to win. I just want, for the contest sake, let's say, they're due for a win. No cricketing logic per se.
Yeah.
What happens is why all of us picked DC in the GT game, and it happened.
Perhaps.
It did. 182 by KKR.
You'd hope it's not as.
It's a 6. It's a short boundary.
It's a 6. It's a
Oh.
short boundary.
It's a short
I thought
boundary.
it's high up in the air. I thought.
Even I thought that.
59 meters. You're safe. So 182 by KKR. I'll back KKR.
I think they're scoring 212.
And KKR chasing.
And RCB.
RCB chasing.
Sorry, I'm sorry. RCB are scoring then 188.
But then KKR are
So KKR 188 you're saying, and RCB.
Yeah, you confused me. So I was right. KKR batting first. They are scoring 212 and they are winning.
Yes.
Okay. I think they get about 220 and win. Very
And
conservative.
that is a
Is it though?
4.
4 runs.
Is it conservative? I don't think so.
Yeah,
220. And they win.
They are winning.
Yeah. Yeah, Mayank Madan, he's right. Fraser
yeah,
McGurk
he's
played
played
only
ODIs.
ODIs.
My bad,
That
my
3
bad.
ODIs was the West Indies.
Yeah.
Not really. You're right, Mayank. Sorry. So yeah, 3 to KKR, 1 to RCB, and also RCB with green jersey doesn't inspire me confidence. They've never won with the green jersey. Very few. 2 games I think they've won.
In the entire history of the green jersey.
Yes. Only 2 or 3 out of the 11 years that they've played in.
Yeah, even I'm just, because I knew there were 2 men who were obviously going to be supporting KKR. I think due for a win RCB. So yeah, why not?
Yep.
Fine. So we'll see you guys now.
Mid innings.
Of the innings. We'll
Yep.
see you then.
Let's see
Take
you.
care.
Bye-bye. Take care. Nandri.